Let me ask you, how do you decide which memory techniques to use when you're learning information? Now, I would love to hear what your answers are, so leave a comment down below. But for me, I don't think there's a clear-cut answer because there's so many factors that go into it. For example, I think the biggest one is how you're recalling the information, and the next would be the information itself. And so the way you recall information should guide everything because you need to use that information in a specific way. It might be for a test. It might be for, I don't know, impressing people with your knowledge of something, that you want to recall it so they could quiz you on it. So that kind of dictates on, okay, how is this going to be, what's going to be the easiest technique in order to achieve that? But also, the information itself might be better suited for this memory technique over this one. So say, for example, I want to learn all the bones in the human body, but be able to jump to any part of the body and name the bones in that area. So like head, upper body, lower body, So if I want that, it would make sense for me to kind of use a memory palace because I'll be able to have the different locations that would represent specific regions of the body. And then, maybe start from top to bottom. So the very first location would be the highest bone. The last location would be the lowest bone. And so if that's how I want to recall it, then, the techniques that I would need to use are X, Y, and Z. But also, it comes down to how proficient you are in specific techniques. Let's say I'm horrible at using a memory palace. So I wouldn't want to use a memory palace to learn this, even though it might be better to store the information in a memory palace. So I might use the story method because I use that a lot. I practice it all the time. So I'm really proficient in using the story method. It's going to be so much easier for me to actually learn this information because I'm so used to using the story method. Being able to connect things in one big story, I have no problem with. Being able to categorize them with a story method, so using techniques that you're proficient in makes learning so much easier because if you're using a technique like, oh crap, I'm not really sure how to use it, and you try using it when you're learning information, you're just going to run into problems because you don't have the confidence in using the technique to begin with, but also like what potential problems you might run into because any information that you're learning is not going to be the same for the most part, right? Of course, if you're memorizing deck of cards, it's always going to be the same, right? 52 cards. But I'm talking about actual useful information. And so that's something you want to keep in mind. And I like making these videos because there's so much to consider when learning information, and that the more that you consider when you're learning, you're going to set yourself up for more success in learning the material. And it does take a little bit of time, but once you start figuring this out for yourself, you're able to apply it to any information. And so it kind of takes time to develop the skill on how to look at the information, break it all down, and realize, oh, I'm going to need this, this, and this. These are some problems I might run into. Oh, this. Okay, this technique could work here, but I'm not really good with that technique, so maybe I could use this other one and modify it. So all these things kind of come together. And so I have so many videos right now that John keeps letting me know. And so there's so much information I'm giving you that it's not just by itself. Combine them all together to help you get the best understanding of how to use memory techniques and how to apply them to information that you want to remember. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.